welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing very well today. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade and I post videos over here at least 3 times a week, and I also have a vlogging channel. So welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a full face using Morph brushes, and I'm very excited for this video. I recently did a purchase where I bought a bunch of Morph brushes and Morph brush sets, so I just thought, why not sit down and just film a video and use them all at once and do a bit of a first impressions and see if I think they're worth the hype, and see if I think they're worth all the hype. So if you guys want to see what I think of these brushes, make sure you stick around. Do not forget to smash that thumbs up button, leave me a lovely little comment down below, and let's get started. So I'm just going to start off by unpackaging the brushes and just showing you what I actually have. So the first one I've got is this brush set here. This is the Rose Beige brush set, which is a 7-piece rose gold brush collection plus case. And I love ones that come in little cases, they're really cute. So I'm just getting them out of the package. I actually ordered these when Morph had a sale, and I think they came about 2 weeks ago. They did take a bit longer than they should have done to come, which a lot of people are doing orders, so I understand that, but I just haven't got around to filming this video until today. I also look very pale because the lighting, the sun keeps going behind the cloud and back, so like now it's just going behind the cloud, so it's a bit of a weird lighting again. But this is what the box looks like, and it is gorgeous. It's this really nice black, and it's got this imprint of Morph on the front there, and then once I open it up, this is what it looks like. So these are mainly face brushes, so I go through them one by one. I've got this one here. I'm just going to package them as we go. These just say Morph and they don't actually say what type they are, but they're all mini brushes. So this is the first one. This is a really nice face brush. And then I've got another, it looks like quite a big and fluffy one, so I'll get this out. This will probably be quite good for like contour and things like that, and it actually does feel quite firm and quite good quality, which is a good thing. So I've got that one. The next one, which I'll probably use this one to kind of paint my foundation on with, which is this flat brush here. This is like a flat face brush. And then I've got 4 smaller ones. These are obviously all for eyes. So I'm just going to unpackage all these. This one is an angled brush, so it's quite nice. I do love the packaging of these because they've all got black with rose gold handles. So that's the angled one. And then I've got this one, which is a really nice fluffy brush, which would be quite good for blending, which is that one there. They're all weird because they're quite strange because all of them have different coloured bristles, which normally if you get them in a set, they're all like identical, so it's quite unique. This would be quite good for some of the details. This is quite a thick but small little brush there. It's quite a strong one as well, so it'd be quite good for blending too. And then this one I think will be perfect for either blending out some darker shades or doing things like my inner corner, because it's a very thin pointed brush, but again really nice and soft and fluffy. So that's just an overview of the first pot. The second one we've got, I'm just going to actually open these ones. I've got some individual brushes, so I've got these 2 here, which are actually really nicely packaged. These are the Morph X Jaclyn Hill ones. And these are actually reusable packaging as well, which I might keep one of them. I might keep one of these little wallets, so I can use for like if I go on holiday, I can keep my brushes nice and protected and together. But this is what it looks like. This one is the JH35 brush. I was quite excited to try this one. It looks like quite a nice blending brush. It's got a really nice end to it. So I'm just going to add that into the same pot we had earlier on. And then this one here is a bit like the other one. We saw quite the small one that would be good for an inner corner. But I'm really being into like my smaller and more detailed eye brushes at the moment, because I've been practicing my eye looks and been trying to make them a little bit more precise and just a little bit neater. So this one is the JH39. And then we've got one more single brush and then the final brush collection we've got. So this one, there we go. This one is the R39. Again, I just thought it'd be a really good at blending brush. It looks really nice and fluffy. So the final one I've got to show you guys is the Earth to Babe 7-piece bamboo eye brush set, which looks like this. It comes in a little case again. And these just look to have so many different eye brushes that I thought would be really handy. So I'm taking the packaging off, and this is what it looks like. It's got a nice little Morph logo at the bottom, and it's got a zip down the middle. So once I open this up, you guys can see inside, these are all my brushes. So So it comes in a little packet of brushes and they look so cool. This is what I mean by them all looking the same. You can tell from the same set. So I'm just going to open it up and do a quick overview of all these and then we're going to get started. So, like I said before, 7 brushes in here. You've got some smaller, thinner ones. So these are a couple of smaller ones. And then these are fluffier brushes. So they are a bit bigger. This one here is a flat edge brush, so that'd be really good for my liner. And then again, another little angled flat end one with a spoolie on the other end. So that is perfect. That'll be really, really good. I feel like we can definitely make a look out of this. I feel like I might be missing like one face brush, but other than that, we've got quite a few brushes to kind of get us going today. We can just clean some off if we need to. So I'm going to get started. First thing I'm going to go in with is my primer. And I've been using the Goddess Glow Primer recently from Revolution. It's such a gorgeous primer. I'm just going to apply some onto the back of my hand. It's about this much. And it's just got such a gorgeous feel. And I always apply my primer using my hands. So I'm not going to use a brush for this today. But it's got such a gorgeous kind of glow in it. You can't really see it that well on camera. I'd normally use my hands to apply my primer, so I'm just going to do that as normal today. I'm not going to like try using any brushes because I don't think that'd even work. I feel like it'd all just soak straight into the brush. Also try to be quite generous when I'm applying my primer. Get a nice even base underneath. Keep my skin nice and healthy as well. So I'm just applying some to my forehead and I'm going to do some down my nose. This one just smells so nice. It's just crazy. It smells and feels so silky, like it just sinks straight into your skin and leaves a really, really nice base to start with. So now that it's all nicely blended into my skin, I'm going in with this foundation. This is the Super Dewy Skin Tint in the shade Medium from Revolution. So I'm going to take a couple of pumps of this onto the back of my hand. And then I'm going to actually use that flat brush we talked about to apply this onto my face because I used to do this all the time. This was the way I used to always do my makeup, was using a flat brush. But recently, I've really got into using my fingers to apply because I found that sometimes I was just losing a lot of the product into the brush and I just felt like I was wasting a lot of my product away, so I started using my fingers instead. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go back to resorting and using a brush. So that's applied quite nicely so far. I'm going to turn the brightness down a little bit for you guys because the sun's come back out, so now it's making me look very, very pale. So then I'm going to use the beauty blender to blend this in with because I don't actually have one from Morphe that I can use without using one that I'm going to need for powder and I don't really want to get them wet. So I'm going to go in with a normal beauty blender and just blend all this in. I never even considered getting a beauty blender for this video because I wasn't actually buying this stuff for a video. I was buying it thinking, oh cute, you know, this stuff's all on sale, I'll use it, you know, I can use it in my makeup looks. And then I thought, oh, when I realised how much I'd actually bought, I thought, oh, this might make kind of a cute video. So now that is all blended in and I'm literally looking like a ghost right now. Like I look so pale because of the lighting. I'm so sorry. Next, I'm going to be going in with my concealer. This is one that I've actually bought recently and I'm still trying out. So this is in the shade Light Ivory and it is by Wet n Wild. And I have been trying this one out recently. I'm just not sure what I think of it yet. So I'm just applying some of this underneath my eyes and then I'm going to put a little bit down at the centre of my nose and down here. Okay, so this is how it is looking. And I'm going to go with this angled brush because this isn't a brush that I would normally use that much on my eyes. So I'm going to use this to blend in my concealer. I'm going to attempt to. So I'm just blending down my nose. I never used to conceal down my nose and in the last like 6 months to a year I started. And I genuinely don't think I could go back. So this is the bit I'm not as sure about whether how well it'll blend in under my eyes. But we're just going to give it a go and see what happens. So far it seems to be blending quite well actually. Which I actually am quite surprised because that so far seems to be really good. So I'll just see how it goes and I'll just keep blending for a bit. So next I'm going to go in with my face bits. So I've got my Roxy Highlight and Contour palette, which I'm going to use for a bit of contour. I've also got my Patricia Bright palette, which I've got a blush and a contour in there. I've got my Batman highlight, which is from the DC collection. And then finally I've got my Morph blush palette here. So I'm going to go in with a variety of all those. Firstly though, I'm going to go in with the contour and just do some light contour down at my cheekbones. So I'm taking this shade and this shade mixed together and using the angled brush. And I'm not going to lie, that brush is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It felt quite sturdy but a bit weaker than the normal ones I use, because my normal contour brush is this one here, which is very different. This one's very firm and very short. However, this one's a little bit more loose and a lot longer bristles. So I wasn't sure what I think of it, but actually so far I'm quite liking this brush. I think it's actually got a really nice shape. I'm just blending that out, and then I'm going to just apply a little bit under my chin, just to add a bit more colour in, and then some to my forehead. I'm trying to mix my shades now on this palette because I'm starting to run out of my two lighter ones, so I'm trying to mix my lighter and my darker together to kind of make it last a bit longer. So that's just added a little bit more colour into my face. And that's blended out really nicely, so I'm actually really impressed with this brush, which honestly didn't think I was going to like that at all, so I'm actually really impressed. So the next one that I'm going to use is I'm going to use the Big and Fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with the shade Fearless, which is my blush in the middle here from the Morph palette. And I'm just going to start to apply this all the way up my cheek here. And then something on the other side. It kind of just lifts your cheeks a bit and adds a bit more colour into your face. I'm going in with the highlight from the Batman palette from the Revolution DC collection. And this is what the highlight looks like. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to use one of my eye brushes for this. So I'm going to use the biggest one I've got, which is this one here. It's quite flat-ended, but it's quite long and fluffy. And I'd normally use my setting brush. So I'd normally use this one. So I thought that's the closest I'm going to get. So I'm just going to tap into this palette and get quite a bit of product on my brush. And then I'm going to start to apply. Like, this highlight is absolutely stunning. And if I'm honest, I'm actually a big fan of this brush. I felt this is doing a better job than my normal brush would do. I always actually apply my highlight way too high and then end up going way too low as well. So I'm trying to get where I apply it a little bit more precise. I'm sorry if the camera keeps going out of focus as well. But I'm just going to apply this up here, and it's just such a gorgeous champagne-y highlight. It looks a lot more white on camera. It's just gorgeous. So that's now how my face is doing. I've got my highlight and I've got my blush, my contour, my bronzer all on now. And now the final part of my face is to get that big fluffy brush again. And I'm tapping that into my W7 Flawless Face Powder. And I'm just tapping this all over my face, especially my forehead, to try and make sure this stays nice and matte and stays away from all the oiliness. So I definitely think I've gone a bit darker on this side, which isn't the best, but considering the lighting, we're going to let it slide for now. So now is my absolute favourite part, which is doing my eyes. So as I've been going along, I've been getting rid of all my brushes that I've used, and I'm just left with all my eye brushes now. I'm just so excited because I absolutely love doing eyes, and they're my new favourite thing. And I've needed some new brushes for a while, so I'm very happy with these. The palette I'm going to use today is the Bright Matte palette by Beauty Bay, because I feel like I haven't used this palette in a while, and look at the gorgeous shades in here. So I'm going to go in with this one, and I actually think I'm going to go for more of a colourful look today, because I feel like I've done a lot of purples and a lot of like darks and a lot of nudes recently. So I'm going to go in with a more colourful look. So to start off with, I'm going to use my P. Louise base and the same angled brush that we used earlier on to apply this. I'm just going to do that and I'll be right back. Now my base is fully applied and I'm going to go in with these colours, and I've been really struggling to decide which colours I want to use because there's just so many gorgeous colours in this palette. I'm just going to zoom you guys in a little bit more for this so you can actually see my eyes. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to start with the blue. I'm going to start with the shade Paradise, which is this really nice kind of pastel-y blue colour. It's kind of like a baby blue. And the brush that I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with this one here because this is quite a nice looking brush. This one is the JH35, and this is what it looks like. It's just a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to start and just go above my crease, and I'm just going to lay it above my crease with these colours. So again, tapping into the shade Paradise, and I'm just really lightly going to start applying that to my inner corner there. And I'm going to do the same thing on my other lid. I'm going to blend this all out later, so if it looks a bit messy, it doesn't really matter. So I've just had to bring my ring light in because of the lighting being so bad. The weather has literally just gone fully overcast, and now it is so dark and cloudy, so I literally couldn't see a thing, and neither could you guys. So just put the ring light up, so I do apologise for that. But let's carry on with this video. So I'm just going in a little bit more on this side with that blue. Just add a little bit more because I feel like the other side is a lot more pigmented and a lot darker. So I'm just applying this, and this is currently how it is looking. I'm then going to go in with the darker blue. So I'm going to take the shade Pacific Dreams, which is about one shade darker. I'm going to go in with the same brush, and I'm just tapping into that. Again, tapping the excess off, and I'm just going to take it from around here. So a little bit past where that one starts and ends, around to here to here. It's the best way I can explain it, but not very well. So I'm just going to take that and blend this out. So we're getting a bit of an ombre from the lighter blue to the darker shade. So I'm just applying that there, and I'm going to do the same thing on my other lid. So I'm just taking that dark blue and just buffing that out. So this is how it's looking, and I do look so crazy right now, and I never go for blues, so this is a really weird feeling for me. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab the white, and I'm going to start to buff out those corners a little bit. So the brush that I'm going to get the white on, I'm literally just going to use this fluffy brush here. This is the R39, and I'm literally just buffing out those edges so carefully there, just to make them a little bit more blended. So next I'm going to go in with the purple, and I'm going to go in with the shade Blur, which should be a blue but it's actually a purple, and I'm going to mix that with Purple Power, and I'm going to go in with a smaller brush for this. So I'm going to test this one out here, which I haven't used yet. So this is from this box collection, and this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to tap into Purple Power first, and then tap into the blue shade on top, to try and make it transition between the two a little bit better and blend a little bit better. So I'm just going to start to apply that there, and again same on my other eye. I'm just going to start to apply that on, and I'm trying to pack it on the best that I can so it kind of blends out a lot easier and you can still see the colours. And then the final colour that I'm going to go in with, I'm going to use, I don't know which brush to use, I'm trying to use them all so that I'm actually getting a feel of how they all work. So I'm going to use this one here, which is quite a long one. This is from the Bamboo collection. And this, again, doesn't have a name, but it's quite a long and fluffy brush. And I'm going to go in with the shade Make Them Wink, which is a really deep pink, and it's a really nice one. And I'm just patting this and packing this into my outer corner there. There. And then I will be tidying it all up later, so I'm just doing the exact same thing on my other lid and just packing this into the outer corner. Again, this is something that I don't go for, but something I absolutely love seeing on other people, but I never ever go for it myself, so it's quite interesting to actually see what it looks like on me, and quite interesting to kind of just go through the process of it and just play with it. So I'm just applying a little bit more into this lid, because I feel like I always put more on my other lid than this one, and I'm just packing it into the outer corner. So this is how it's looking, and it looks so messy right now, so I'm just going to sit and I'm going to blend for a bit and see what we can do with this. So I've now finished blending that in, and it is looking, well, it's starting to come together, and I'm a big fan of these shades, and the brushes are just so good. I'm sorry about the lighting, it is just terrible today. When we move, it'll be so much better. But next I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my lower lash line, because I felt that would be really good. So I'm going to go in with the same shades as on the top as the bottom. So I'm going to go in with Paradise, Purple Power, and then Make Them Wink on my bottom to kind of match up with the top. So I'm going to go in one of the thinner brushes. So I'm going to go in with this one here, which is just one of those thin brushes there. I'm going to start off with the Paradise shade, which is that gorgeous blue. I'm just going to apply some underneath there, and I don't want to go up too heavy with these colours. I just wanted to make it match. So that's with the blue, and then I'm going to go in with Purple Power. Again, I don't want to overpower it too much. I just want to kind of match my lids. And then finally, I'm going in with Make Them Walk, which is a extremely pigmented pink, and it is gorgeous. It's like a really hot pink or a cerise. So this is how it is looking, and I just love these colours. I really want to do a cut crease. So I'm going to go in with my cut crease. This is the P. Louise in the shade 0, and I'm going to do a cut crease with this because I feel like it'll contrast against the blue, pink and purple a lot more. So I'm just getting some of this onto the back of my hand there, and then I'm going to do my cut crease and be right back because it's so much easier to do it off camera, and then I can come straight back to you guys. So my cut crease is now done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend that pink and purple down here so it kind of blends in with the cut crease, if that makes sense. So I'm going back into my palette, and I'm honestly so obsessed with this palette. Every single time I use it, I am blown away by the results. So I'm going back in with that palette, and I'm going to go in firstly with that pink because that's one on the very outer corner, which is the Make Them Wink, and I'm just tapping some of that onto my lid there. This just makes it blend in a lot nicer with the cut crease. It doesn't look like it's just kind of being stuck there. And again on that side, I'm just blending some of that pink down. And then what I'm actually going to do next is I'm going to clean up the underneath of my eyes using some concealer. So I'm going to use this flat brush here with a bit of concealer just to tidy up underneath my eyes because I did make a little bit of a mess. So I'm just going to apply some of that in a line there and in a line there, like that. So I've got 2 lines, and I'm just going to blend them out using this fluffy brush. I felt this one's going to be a lot easier to blend with just because it's quite fluffy, and I can just kind of keep playing with it until I'm happy with the results. So that is blending out so well already. It's literally giving it such a flawless finish as well. I never ever use brushes to blend out my concealer, but I might actually start after this video because I'm actually so impressed by the results of my regular concealer and by the results of me just using concealer to tidy up with and using this brush. So I'm just buffing that in. So that is currently what it is looking like, and I'm honestly such a big fan of this look. I love the blues because I never ever go for blues, so I'm really enjoying them today. I'm going to go in with that white and brighten up my inner corner a little bit. So I'm going to go in with one of the smaller brushes. So this one that I haven't used yet because I want to try use them all. So this is one of the really small bamboo brushes. And I'm going to go in with that white, and I'm going to mix it with Paradise. So I've got like a nice pale for the blue, and I'm literally just blending that into my inner corner and blending it up just to brighten that up and make the ombre between the blue and the white a little bit stronger, because I feel like at the moment you've got a lot of the dark blue and it's not as bright as I'd like it to be. So you can see there it is definitely brightening up in the inner corner. I want to have quite a powerful ombre between the blue all the way to the pink. So now I'm just going to tidy these edges up slightly. So the final part of my look is to do my mascara. And the mascara I'm going to use today, I'm not actually sure which one I'm going to use. Do you know what? I'm going to use a Morph mascara because I haven't used this before. And again, since we're doing a bit of a Morph themed video, we're going to use the Morph one. It's got such a funky wand though, which makes me a bit anxious. But we're going to go for it anyway. So this is what the wand looks like. So I'm just going to start to apply this, and I feel like mascara always just completes the look. So this is now the finished look, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I'm so sorry about the lighting, it's absolutely terrible today, but I hope you've all enjoyed this. I have loved filming this for you guys, so if you have enjoyed this, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Do not forget to subscribe down below, leave me a lovely little comment to read later on, and thank you all for your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!